What is that?
Well, if you'll excuse me, my final mission still remains to be completed. Oh.
Sorry, she got away.
Oopsie! We were supposed to keep her there, weren't we?
It doesn't matter. She's the least of our worries now.
Just what is that building?
Is everyone all right?
Sorry, they just switched off of doing the voices, so I wasn't ready to read. It was simply them going like, oh, it's Claire and Toa. And, yeah. I take it you were able to deal with the Imperial Guard's main force? Correct. We were also able to secure the rail route leading here as well. I have prepared a high-speed vehicle to take all of you away from the city where it will be safer. Please, come with me. But we should do as she says. Remaining here will inconvenience our people. I suppose you're right. Please take care, Your Majesty. Does anyone else feel like the king, the emperor, is a little bit placid? I don't know how else to phrase it. He like, this is, I think, to my recollection, this is our first time really meeting him. Like, he was in one, like, tiny cutscene before, but I think this is our first time really meeting him, and he just feels kind of, like, so nonchalant. Like, he's not really contributing anything, and it kind of bothers me a little bit. I feel like he should be a little more, especially when you consider that the people he's surrounded with, like, I feel like he should be a little more. Maybe he is, like, you know, actually really brilliant or conniving or something, or inspiring or whatever, and we'll see it in 3 and 4, but right now he just feels kind of like bland, kind of a letdown. I'd like to return to City Hall at once. Could you arrange that for me, Captain? Dad? But, sir, I'm the governor of Heimdall. These may be unusual circumstances, but I have my duties in that capacity to fulfill. The Noble Alliance is likely in a state of confusion after what's happened. This is an excellent time to begin negotiations. As you wish, Your Excellency. I'll have a car prepared at once. I leave the capital in your hands, Governor. Certainly, Your Majesty. See, like, even Carl Regnitz seemed more gung-ho than the Emperor. Like, the Emperor's just so... And I get it, he's the Emperor, he's like, they gotta protect him, and he gets that too, like, he understands his value, but still, like, would have been more impressive if he had been like, Regnitz, I need you to do this, because this is the best time to do it, and I'll go to safety, but I leave it in your capable hands. And Regnitz was like, that's brilliant, sir. Like, wouldn't that have been, like, totally different, instead of, like, Carl being the one that comes up with, like, doing it, and the Emperor just like, well, okay, I guess I'll leave it in your hands. Okay. Everyone, please hurry to the Courageous. We need to gather as much info as we can on exactly what's happening here. Alright. We might even need to help evacuate the citizens of Heimdall if it comes to it. Rean? What's wrong? Well... I'm sorry, Toa. Valimar and I won't be coming with you. We're going to that castle. What? But why? You can sense Crow there, can't you? Along with his Azure Knight. Oh. I see. Right. I'm all but certain that castle is meant to be the final stage Valimar and I will have to stand on. I have this feeling like it was prepared by some kind of grand destiny. One so great, even the War of Lions itself was only a fraction of it. You might actually be right, Rean. Your mind's made up then? Well, in that case, you're not going alone. We're all Thor's students just like you and Crow. But Toa, she's right. You might think you're fated to go there, but what's going On concerns us just as much as it concerns you. We all feel exactly the same way. We're Crow's classmates too, and yours. We have as much right to take part in this as you do. I refuse to simply sit and watch by the sidelines. And we won't hear any different. Yeah, don't try and go alone now after we've come this far together. You're not the only one with a stake in this. I need to see with my own two eyes exactly what my brother intends to achieve, so I refuse to be left behind. Yeah, I'm coming with you too. Besides, with the state the capital's in, I can't pretend this has nothing to do with me. You guys are the best, you know? I was going to say that at least Emma and I should accompany you, but why state the obvious at this point? Class VII's bonds are far stronger than our need to fulfill our duty. Naturally, I'm no exception. You sure have changed. Well then, I'll leave everything to you, Captain. I'm sure you've already got some of the RMP in the city by now, right? Of course, leave everything to us. Lecter is back now as well, so as soon as the opportunity to do so presents itself, I'll hurry along to support you. I'm sure you will all perform admirably. Make good use of what you've learned at the Academy, and your path is sure to open. May Idios be with you all. Please take care of yourselves. We will, thank you. Fear not, Your Majesty. We shall return safely, together with His Highness, Crown Prince Cedric. Thank you. Go forth, bearers of the horned lion crest. Fight not for the future of this nation, but for your own individual futures. And when this is over, return to your loved ones safe and unharmed. Yes, Your Majesty. I mean, okay, he gives like a good speech, but like he's not really doing anything.
We'll be in Heimdall airspace in 3 minutes. Let's head straight for Dracos Plaza after entering.
Orbital engines and flight engines are both running at optimal levels here. We're ready for combat anytime.
I don't doubt the enemy's mothership will try and attack, but you just leave that to us.
Understood. Enlighten me on one detail before I go, if you will. Why exactly is Elise on the Courageous?
I know you don't approve of my being here, Rean. But please, allow me the privilege of at least watching over you. I won't ask to accompany you like your classmates, I promise.
That goes without saying. I know you can use a sword, but not anywhere near the level.
All right, we get it.
We know you're worried about her, but try and see things from her side.
If I may be frank, we couldn't ask for a better way to keep you in check than having her on board.
For once, we're in agreement.
Damn you guys.
Thank you all for your support.
As if anyone in here could turn down those doe eyes of yours, young lady.
Remember, there are a lot of people here waiting for you to come home safely. So don't you dare do anything too rash.
I concur. You need something to restrain her.
You too, Valimar?
Afraid you're completely outnumbered, Rean.
You're not going to change their minds, so you might as well just give up and accept fate.
Come on, Rean. You should know when to pick your battles at this point in the game.
Fine, fine.
Thank you, Rean. And everyone else, too.
Honestly.
Oddly enough, I think that little exchange helped ease the tension around here.
There's a break in the clouds ahead.
Coming out into Heimdall airspace!
Whoa!
How can something like that exist?
That thing's gotta be like, what, 800 arch tall?
It's called the Infernal Castle. It once appeared during the War of the Lions as well. And from there, it must have been sealed away by Dracos the Lionheart and the Lance Maiden.
What are they trying to do with it?
Look, there.
Distance is 2,500. It's coming this way. They've activated their gun turrets. They're not even issuing any warnings. All engines, full power. Land the ship in Dracos Plaza. Dodge any attacks coming our way.
Aye, aye, Captain.
12 seconds till we reach max speed.
Main cannons and secondary armaments are ready to fire.
All crew members, prepare for impact and the effects of G-forces!
Oh no! Magic Knights!
I figured they'd show up.
Looks like Valimar and I will have to...
Leave them to us! The plan was that we would take care of everything here. And we will do so.
Please, proceed onward.
Patrick! Celestine!
We'll be counting on you.
Good luck!
Back me up, Loggins!
Right back at you.
Here we go, Emily! Right!
As a member of the Florald family, I shall not be defeated.
And I will gladly fight at your side, Master Vincent.
Let's go, High Bell!
What kind of second years would we be if we didn't help out our underclassmen?
Let the battle begin!
Oh my. At this rate, we might not have to actually do anything.
Sounds fine by me. Still, don't you think it's about time you stopped holding back?
I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about. Oh dear. It looks like we may have to fight after all.
Ah, what's the world coming to when a guy can't even have a smoke in peace?
Well then, let's not keep them waiting.
Now's our chance. Take care, everyone. May Adios be with you all.
Right!
Courageous, begin rapid ascent. We need to draw the enemy mothership's attention.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Way to go, Rean.
What great power.
Wait! What's that? Is that some sort of spiritual wall?
Yes, it's a spiritual barrier, and an incredibly powerful one at that.
Ugh, damn her.
Whoa.
Looks like it's not going to work.
If Valimar can't break through it, there's no way Lammy can.
Ugh. Isn't there anything we can do?
I think there is. Thanks to the Zemurian ore, I should be able to amplify my power and channel it through my sword. Can you do that, Valimar?
It is theoretically possible. Bear in mind, the burden will result in me being immobile for some time.
Sorry to ask, but let's do it! Spirit Unification!
Cool. It's just like what Crow did with Ordine.
Now, everyone, let's get inside.
Follow Rean's lead.
Understood.
They've entered the castle. But the barriers reappeared over the entrance.
Seriously?
Looks like we're just gonna have to leave everything to them now.
Good luck, everyone. Adios, please watch over them.
Okay, now this is a final dungeon.
Words seem to have little meaning at this point.
Yeah. All we can do is steel ourselves and get moving.
Crow and the Azure Knight are in here, right?
Yes. And I'm almost certain Vita is too.
Duke Cayenne and the Crown Prince are likely accompanying them as well.
Zeno and Leo are probably waiting in ambush somewhere around here, I guess.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we met one or two Ouroboros enforcers along the way.
How are you holding up, Rean? Not too tired?
I'm fine, thank you.
I foresee several hours of rest being required. By my calculations, I should return to peak condition in time for the battle against the Azure Awakener.
Good to hear. All right, ready to get moving? This place carries its weight in history, with ties to both the Divine Knights and the War of the Lions. But that doesn't matter. Not now, anyway. All that matters is that you're here, and you have everyone back at the Academy behind you. No matter what you face here, never forget that.
Thank you, Instructor.
We won't. Well, with that said, Class VII, our mission is to investigate this strange castle and find a way to return things to normal. Remember, we're also here so we can carve out a future we've chosen for ourselves. And if we want Crow to be a part of that future, it's time we show him just how far we've come by being together. There's no turning back from here. So let's just keep moving forward.
All right.
Alright, so a few things. One, it may seem like silly that the other students in Thor's were like, we're gonna fight the Divine Knights. The only part about that was silly was how did they get down there? Like, weren't they on the ship? Or if they weren't on the ship, weren't they still at the villa? Like, how did they get there? Right? That seems a little weird.
Very well. I will serve as your opponent.
Let's move.
I don't think, though, that them
Onward!
being there was all that odd. Or fighting the Divine Knights was all that odd. I think they'd have a hard time like winning, especially if they're fighting like 2 or 3 of them versus 1 Divine Knight. But I think they could at least hold their own for a while.
success.
And then, like, when soldiers from the RMP and stuff show up, they could join them.
I feel stronger than...
So, there are high-level spirits in here after all. Hardly surprising when it's also known as the Vermilion Apocalypse's castle. From what grandmother said in the past, we're in for quite an ordeal here. Good thing we have the two of you to help fill us in on what to expect. I don't know, we do have some knowledge about it, but this isn't exactly the same castle that appeared here 250 years ago. The castle's layout and contents change depending on both who summoned it and what circumstances they summoned it in. Kinda like how the Divine Knights change slightly depending on who their Awakener is. This place is sounding more far-fetched by the minute. Fitting for a castle summoned by a witch. Regardless, Dracos the Lionheart and the Lance Maiden conquered this castle in the past, and we shall do the same. Oh well, no turning back now. Alright, let's stay alert and get moving. Just to finish my thoughts really quick. But yeah, so I don't think that was weird. I think it was just odd how they got on the ground like that out of no place. I also thought, like, all those missiles being shot by the Pantagruel on at us that we were dodging, like, weren't we above Heimdall? So aren't all those missiles like landing in Heimdall and causing massive destruction? That's a little terrifying. I also think it's really interesting that the two leaders of the Nova Alliance both seemed upset about the castle, so that makes me wonder where their stance is on this. And the last thing I really kind of wanted to comment was Rufus and Vita. Talk about two chess masters facing off, like two grandmasters in chess facing off against each other and flirting with each other at the same time. And I kind of want to ship them, I'm not gonna lie. They're kind of cute together in a weird way. So, alright, well anyway, let's get going. This is kind of like Labyrinth mode. There's going to be a lot of boss fights. So, get ready for that. Really quick, there was one other thing I wanted to mention. Did you notice when Rufus and Vita were talking that there was mention of only the Ashen Awakener rose to fight the Blue, or Azure Awakener? So that implies two things. One being that there's more Divine Knights that are out there. So I'm assuming we'll see those in the next couple of games. But two, that kind of implies that, like, it was almost as like the Azure Knight was some kind of bait or pawn being used to, like, awaken more knights. Not necessarily that Crow himself was bad or anything, but like that he was being used as like a tool to awaken more. Like they wanted more knights to show up or something, or they wanted a feud between the knights. Even if it's just the two of them, they wanted the two of them to fight for some reason. So that's kind of interesting. We'll see how that works out.